What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all good. Today we're carrying on from the Mixdown Monday series, and obviously carrying on from episode 1. In episode 1 that was exporting your stems, and now episode 2 is where we start the series of like the real mixing to try and get you down with the basics, you know what to do. So today, you saw the title, is gain staging. Now this is the first step that I do, like in any mix, mine or anyone else's, because it's so important. So let me take you through it. So I've got this track right here. It's quite simple, as you can see. There's kind of like the drums, the melody, and then a couple of 3 extra parts that I'm just going to throw on. This beat is simple because I'm going to add a few scratches, and it's mainly going to be for a rapper to jump on. So I want it to just be like an 8-bar loop, super clean, so I can get some cool ad-libs and stuff after that. And I might take you through that once I get the vocals back to do a full-on kind of vocal mix for you guys. But today we're doing the instrumental. And this is just straight, and I literally pulled this in about 5 minutes ago. This is completely not mixed, even though you can see I've got some plugins up, because you can see in this video is the mix template. You know that I start with the template. Let me tell you what gain staging is. Obviously, when I play the beat, you can see that they're all at different levels. See, this one's quite low. And this one's also quite low, and I want to level these kind of all to the same volume. If you see, the gain comes in before anything else. So the gain, to get set the gain, you can go up here, you can click on the region, and you just go up gain here. And this is really cool because if you gain it up, it actually shows you the waveform going up and going down. So that's why I like doing it this way, because it also gives you the visual representation of which ones, you know, making them all the same volume when they're coming in. And it's important to gain, because even if this one's really quiet, you might be able to think, oh, I can just boost up the volume like that, or make all of these other ones quiet. Wrong. Because volume is different from gain. Gain is like the overall kind of level, the overall voltage. Actually, that's going to be important voltage that comes in to your channel, because remember, this is based off like with those old consoles and stuff that were analog and actually using electricity rather than just computer programs. Gain comes in before any of the plugins, and so maybe if it's really quiet and you boost it after your plugins aren't going to act so well because they won't be having enough signal and like enough information to deal with. Also, that if it was up here or something, your plugins might be getting, you might think, oh, I can just drop it down, but your plugins might not be getting, they might be getting too much signal, and because it's all digital, it'll distort and all that nasty stuff like that. What I want to show you guys is just the very first step. This might only take 5 minutes for me to explain this, but we'll be straight on to episode 3 before you know it. So I've got this free plugin up here. It's called IMMIDIATLY. It's by TB Pro Audio. It's free, it's really cool. Obviously this is the stereo version, so I put it on the stereo out. This doesn't actually do the gain, this is a gain meter. And you can see I've got it set to VU here, because that's what most kind of old plugins like rack things actually were based off. I'm sure this scale looks pretty familiar to some people who might have like an old mixing desk or seen videos with stuff like that in. But yeah, basically the sweet spot is kind of around here, like, you know, between 0 and -1. Because that's where you're getting enough signal, but not too much signal to make it clip and go into the red, because that's bad. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to solo each channel, and that'll only let the drums go in. And then what we're going to do here is go up to the gain and push it up depending on what I think it needs. The thing for drums, and every kind of instrument is different, you can see here that obviously it gives you the current. That's not actually current as in amps, that's current as in like current volume. See, it's bouncing up all around the place. And then the max is the red line. See there? The first hit, current and max are obviously the same, but the max is -2.9, and we're kind of, that's the peak. And maybe for like a flute or something, we just kind of want to get the general sound of it over there. So let me show you what to do. What we got here is we're just looking here. This is -0.8. So I probably want to, you know, maybe just gain it up. Just 0.5, because I don't want it touching it, but I want it close enough. Let's go on to the melody, so solo the melody. You can see this is very, very quiet. So it's kind of -10, so we want to gain it up. so it's somewhere around here. Maybe it's minus like 8, plus 8. Yeah, okay. So on the peak, I'm actually going to put it at 7.5 because I don't want it, maybe just under there, because I didn't like it when it went over here. See overload there. Yeah, I'm just going to whack that up to where this middle section is. So I want to make this middle section layers, and then I'm going to compress this end bit so much, because obviously this doesn't have much dynamic things because it's just me pressing the flute over and over again. So that can just be compressed and it'll be totally fine. So I think 20 was fine for here. So yeah, now that we've got everything hitting at 0 VU, that basically means that there's enough of the signal going into each channel strip so that all my compressors and EQs and reverbs and stuff have enough audio signal and like information to work with. So obviously now if we play it, it's not going to sound good at all. You can't really hear the drums, these horns. Okay, yeah, so the problem with that is that little click, that snap thing in there. So that's going to get compressed as well. A lot of compression going on, which is good because that's going to be in the next episode. The next episode is going to be volume, EQ, panning and compression, the kind of 4 most basic parts of a mix. So after this step, I then go on to doing the kind of 4 fundamental things where I'm not going into like each track too much. I'm trying to just work with the whole song, each fader, a bit of panning, and then I go into some really serious controlling the sound and stuff like that. So that's going to come up in the next episode. So if you don't know how to do that and you're watching this in a couple of weeks, then skip over to that. Obviously if you're watching this today, on the day that I posted it, you're not in the future, so you're not going to be able to watch that because it hasn't come out yet. But anyway, we've gained it. It doesn't sound mixed obviously, but that's fine because we haven't finished the mix. But whatever you do, don't mistake yourself and think that this is fully mixed, because if you send this to someone, you're not going to be mixing their song again. So yeah, don't tell them I send you if you do that. But yeah, you've got to finish these series first. You've got to finish this series of Mixdown Monday. So if you're liking the Mixdown Monday series, then definitely subscribe. Like this video if you found it helpful. I'm going to put a link in the description to this plugin here, the VU meter, so that you can check that out for yourself. See if you like working with this kind of a thing, or you can just use the scales down here. But I think this looks cool and it kind of gives you a cool representation of where you sound at. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.